Good morning, guys. I hope you guys are having a good morning. Let's see if anybody gets on here. I'm just drinking my coffee right now. See if anybody hops on yet. Is anybody awake? Well, I'm going to go ahead and talk. So, if you guys have not seen The Perfect Neighbor on Netflix, you need to watch it. Oh my gosh. That woman is crazy. How many of you have had a neighbor that is just obnoxious? I have. We used to live by a neighbor that was just mean, really mean. Long story short, she used to throw her kid at us all the time. But I'd come home and her kid would be in my house. In my house. So like we didn't lock our doors or anything. And so I got morning hair. Woo! Anyway, I would come home and her kid would be sitting in my living room. And I'd walk in the door and be like, "Why are you here?" And she would go, "My mom told me to come over here." Why? Without asking me. Because she said that she needed a couple of hours and I needed to leave. Mind you, this child was like 5. And then there were times I'd come home and she'd be sitting on my front porch, or she would just be wandering the neighborhood or something like that. And I was just dumbfounded because this happened all the time. And I mean all the time. And it wasn't just me. It was like other people in the neighborhood too that it would happen to. And it would drive me insane because it just wasn't okay. And a lot of stuff happened. A lot. And then it escalated. And needless to say, after many, many phone calls and numerous people getting involved because numerous things took place, eventually the little girl got put in her dad's custody. It was a lot of stuff happened, a whole lot. And I won't get into it because it's really not my story to tell as to all the events that took place, but it was not good. I'll put it that way. But anyway, so, and then I had a neighbor who didn't like my dog. Actually, my dogs, they had vicious dogs, and their dogs would get out all the time. And when I say vicious, I mean like attack dogs. And they were German Shepherds, I think. And one time, their dog got out and blocked my neighbor in their truck, and they couldn't get out because the dog was jumping on their truck at the door and they couldn't get out. And then one time their dog came into my backyard and attacked my dog and ripped the side of his face down and then almost pulled his eye out. I was pissed. I had to go out and I took a broom with me and I beat the living crap out of that dog. And she flipped out on me because I hit her dog. I'm like, "Your dog was attacking my dog." I called the police, of course. But she was like pissed because I hit her dog. Hello, how are you? I'm fine. I'm tired, but I'm fine. And she was like cussing me out because I hit her dog, and I'm like, your dog ripped my dog's face off. And then my other dog was downstairs outside, so she grabbed my dog by the neck, by his collar, and then she like pulled him up like this and like punched him in the face. And I come running down the stairs, and I was like, yeah, I'm about to punch you in the face. But yeah, it was not a pretty fun thing. Okay, how old are you? I'm 54. Why are you on here at 13? And you're up early. Why would you even ask that question? Absolutely not. Never done things like that in my life. Hi, lady. Thank you. Good morning. Ooh, what's it like in Wisconsin? I've never been there. Hi, Miss Macy. Is it pretty in Wisconsin right now? That's one thing I've always wanted to do, is travel in different parts of the United States. I'd probably look a lot younger if I had my implants. I live on a farm. It's getting chilly here too. I think the high yesterday was like 67. I am doing okay. I am very tired. I've been helping a friend pack up her. So where I live on 40 acres. And I am getting ready to get chickens and a pig and probably a horse. And I'm helping her pack up all her farm because she's going to be going to Utah. And so I've been working my butt off trying to get everything ready. She's going to be auctioning off a whole bunch of stuff. So I've been like getting all this stuff ready for auction. And I'm talking a good 30 years worth of stuff, maybe 40 worth of stuff, getting ready for auction. I mean, oh my gosh, so much stuff. And some of it's been heavy stuff. Yesterday I was cleaning out the barn, and I got over half the barn cleared out in less than 2 hours. I was clearing out a barn in less than 2 hours. And a lot of stuff. And she has like a whole bunch of wood in there. And because she used to do a lot of woodwork. And I was lifting up a bunch of wood, and so there was black widows in the midst of the wood, and I about freaked out. I don't know if anyone's ever seen a black widow nest, but their nests are, they're not just like a spider web. Their nests are like, they're white, but they're like really woven tightly together. So it's like giant cotton ball, almost like. And so when you pull it apart, it looks like cotton candy coming apart. And in the center of it is where they hold their babies. And so when I pulled it apart, like I saw the mom crawl. And then all of a sudden, like I went to go pull the wood apart and it started like pulling apart. And it looked like something out of a horror movie, like when they're opening their mouth and they've got all that stuff that's inside of their mouth. And all of a sudden, all these little bitty babies went like that. And I was like, holy shit. And I just like dropped the wood immediately and like ran the opposite direction because I didn't want those things crawling up my legs. And I hate spiders. Like, I hate spiders. Spiders and snakes. Those are my two things I do not like. And especially when it's a black widow, because those things are like deadly. And oh, no, don't deal with those. And wolf spiders out the wazooka. And but yeah, and then I went and got some spray and I started spraying the wood down as I was moving. But yeah, I had to do that yesterday. And then I came home and had to start clearing out the stalls in my barn so I could get something put in for the pig, because my grandson wants the pig for his pet, and because he loves the pig. And the pig his name is Georgie, and he's a pet potbelly pig. I do have a husband, yes, but he has myocarditis, and no, he doesn't help a lot. He's not really an outdoor person. He will mow. Well, I have to buy a battery for the lawnmower first. Right now, I'm kind of low on money. I haven't worked in 2 weeks because I hurt my foot. I'm going back to work today. So I work and take care of him, and also take care of the farm. And I will be taking care of the farm as well. So you understand what I'm going through. It's hard, isn't it? Being the breadwinner and having to take care of everything. And yeah, I work I take care of, I have one patient that I take care of during the day, and then I have a husband and wife that I take care of in the evening. And then I'm also a photographer, and I am actually turning the farm into a photography venue on top of that. And then hopefully here in the next week or two, I'm going to be going back to school and I'm going to finish my nail tech, because I still need 300 hours to finish getting my certification for my nail tech. And then maybe I'll be able to stop working the other jobs and just do that, because I love doing nail tech, and maybe then I'll be able to get out of the medical field completely and just do my business. I work my butt off. I'm very independent, and I work my butt off. But I have a goal, and I want to reach my goal. So there's not much that keeps me down. So I have celiac disease, I have fibromyalgia, and I have a bunch of other stuff that goes along with my celiac disease. So I'm a mind over matter person. So I believe that if you tell your mind that you can't do it, then you're not going to be able to do it. But if you tell your mind you can, you will. And so even though my body hurts every day, I get up and I do it, because if I focus on the pain, then I'm never going to do anything. And yes, the mind is very powerful. You can do anything you want to do as long as your mind is in there. And I truly believe that. I believe that anything is possible as long as you believe in yourself and you believe that you can do it. And just like for the longest time, so I used to smoke, and one day, and I smoked in the evenings. I didn't smoke during the day. I only smoked at night, and it's really strange. And I would only smoke with those filters that took out the nicotine and the tar. And I couldn't smoke a cigarette without a filter on it because I could not handle the tar and the amount of nicotine that was in there. And if I smoked one without a filter, it would make me sick to my stomach because it was so strong. And so one day I just stopped because I was like, wait, I'm only smoking a couple hours a night and I use a filter anyway. So why am I smoking? And I just told myself that I didn't want to smoke anymore. And I just quit. And then I did start vaping again though. But I get so you can get the vapes that you can control the nicotine in them. And I get the ones where it's like 1%, where you can like, you have the little slider on there and it controls the amount of nicotine that goes into the vape. So, and then you can also get the ones that it's just a vape you can do with no nicotine at all in it. So you're just getting like a flavored vape, almost like a hookah, where there's no nicotine and it's just a mist. So, yeah, and that's what I started doing. So if I started vaping after I completely quit smoking. I didn't smoke anything for probably about 6 months, and then I picked up vaping right after we got COVID. And I don't even know why I did that. I just did it. It was crazy. I don't know why. Have you tried just weaning yourself off too? Do you smoke cigarettes or you just vape? I like root beer flavored and grape. Those two are my favorites. Oh, and strawberry banana. I get strawberry banana a lot. I don't know how expensive they are in Wisconsin, but my refill pack is like $19, but it lasts me almost 3 weeks. So, but I don't drink, I don't do anything else. So that's the one thing that, so the Monster, when I refer to the Monster, so my husband takes, he does gummies to help him sleep and to help control he's got a lot of pain in his stomach. He doesn't vape it, he just does the gummies, and he does the THC as well. Sometimes I'd rather him do marijuana than THC because he does that, I think it's synthetic or something. It's got the fake whatever it is that's like more addicting than anything. The really high milligram. But my nephews, so one of my nephews makes the, so he grows it and then I don't know, he distributes or something like that. He has a license to grow it or something and distribute it or something like that. And then he's also like he makes shirts and all kinds of, like he's an entrepreneur and he is very successful. And then they, what are they called, dots or something like that? I don't know. I think that's the name of it. Or dabs. I've heard of some medications that do that. There's a few medications that do that. I think Xanax is one of them. And well, melatonin can give people bad dreams too. So my husband used to be on Ambien and he would black out sleepwalk. And so he would act out his dreams, only he didn't know he was dreaming. He would be awake, only his brain was asleep. And he would function, but he was actually asleep. You couldn't tell he was asleep, but he was awake, but he was asleep. It's really weird. I didn't know exactly what it was until he had, we had an entire night that he was asleep. His brain was asleep, but he was awake. And so he was driving and he was doing all this stuff, but the whole time he was asleep. And then when I went to the ER because he had wrecked the car, I found out that it was so common. There was a lawsuit against Ambien for this. And there were people that would wake up while they were sleeping and they would sleepwalk and they would go in and like whichever one was doing it would go and start cooking. And like the ER doctor told me that one time this guy came in with his wife and the wife was carrying his hand because he had chopped his hand off because in the dream he was cutting up chicken to make fried chicken. And in the dream, he was chopping it off. Well, he was chopping off his hand. Only he had no idea because when he was sleepwalking, they don't feel pain. They feel no pain at all whatsoever. And he didn't feel the pain until he woke up. But his wife thought he was awake when he was doing it, and he was not awake. He was asleep. And so the doctor was like, it is very common. They will do the craziest things when they're awake, but their brain is actually asleep. And then he gave me the information for that lawsuit. And I was dumbfounded at how many people had been affected by Ambien CR. And that stuff needs to be taken off the market because let me tell you, that stuff is bad. That blackout sleepwalking, it like they literally function driving cars. They will go to work and they're sleeping. They don't even realize they're sleeping. And it's hard to explain, but I mean, look it up. It's called blackout sleepwalking. It is crazy. And they don't comprehend anything. You can look in their eyes and their eyes, like the pupils are not where they're supposed to be. And like, they're not even there. Like the person's not even there. It's like looking into somebody that's just not there. It's crazy. And it's scary. It's very scary. Because then when they wake up, they're like, where am I? They don't even know what they did. They have no clue. And sleeping pills are not allowed in my house because of that, because of everything we went through that night. Because he was dreaming that we were being invaded. I mean, it was a crazy night. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I had the police looking for him. I called the police. I called like every city. I was like, look for him. He's blackout sleepwalking. He's driving. I gave them the car description, the license plate number, and he had hit the side of the barriers where road construction was. He had hit the barriers several times. Um, and he did, somehow he ended up in a gas station, in a repair station. And I had gotten a phone call and they said he was there. And I said, don't let him leave. Do not let him leave. And that's how we ended up getting him to the ER. And when he got to the ER, that's when he actually woke up, because he didn't even realize that that's what was going on. So it was scary. It was a very scary night. And I I was terrified that night. Um, it it was bad. It was a bad night. He thought I was a robber and tried to attack me that night because he thought I was breaking into the house. And I was his wife. And I had to defend myself. And I was like, holy cow, like, this is not my husband. And I mean, it was scary. It was very scary. Yeah, those things are not, those things are not allowed in my house ever. Ever, ever, ever. So how are you guys? What are you guys have planned today? I get to go to work later. I have class this morning, my introduction class this morning, to find out if I get my scholarship to go to school or not. Mr. Art Worker, I do art on nails. What kind of art do you do? I always wanted to do a graffiti wall. You got jokes. Oh, did anybody go on and look at Kicking Rocks on my channel? That is my husband and his best friend. They are going to be doing a YouTube channel. They're going to be doing they're going to be talking about a bunch of different things, but it's going to be better. I mean, they're comedians. They're hilarious together. What? But anyway, they got on my channel last night so I could teach them how to use YouTube. Hey, how are you guys? And I had a photo session yesterday while they were in here trying to figure out what they were going to do. And that was fun because I did the photo session on my land. Hey, how are you? Okay, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Hoy? Sorry if I didn't pronounce it right. Oh, the one behind me? Yeah. It is a painting of Paris. It's actually one of my favorite paintings. So my first name is Lorena, and people always say it wrong. That's why I go by April, because everybody says my name wrong. Actually, when we moved here, they gave it to us. So the original owner of the house that was here, she, this was her dream house, and she got cancer while they were building this house. And so she still finished it, and she lived here, and she passed away here. And so this house is only, I think, 7 or 8 years old. And it's was vacant for about 4 years before we moved in. So now we're here, and she's here too. She's made herself present a few times. It was. The daughter has talked to me about it in depthly. The mom's ashes are actually buried on the property, down by the lake, because that was her favorite place to be. It's beautiful. It's under a willow tree. And then, but she's made herself present. She's very, very nice. She's not mean. Actually, my grandson, my daughter and my grandson were with me one day, and I've always felt very connected to this house for some reason. And we were down by the lake one day, and my daughter, I didn't say anything to my daughter, and my oldest daughter was down there, and she was like, I feel something down here. And she felt it, and it was so strong that she had tears in her eyes. And she was sitting right next to the willow tree where she was buried. And my grandson came running up, and he's 4. And he came running up, and he goes, someone's buried here. And I just kind of looked at him, and I had not said anything. And so she, or my grandson, I said, oh, it's probably just a little animal or something. And he said, oh, you're silly, Grandma, which kind of told me that he saw her. And it's like that saying, if you could see through a child's eyes, because I believe in spirits and I believe in things like that. So when a child talks about their imaginary friend, it's not an imaginary friend. And yes, they much feel her spirit and they can see her spirit. And so that's why I always believe with children when they're talking to their imaginary, I mean, unless it's like an elephant or a rabbit or something like that. But when they're talking to a person, it's not an imaginary friend. I believe it's a spirit. So that's just my belief. Because I do believe that there's a reason they're there. And I don't believe that it's anything bad. It's not like it's a demon or anything, because demons are mean. But I believe that, that spirits, the good spirits, they're not harmful. If it was harmful, I would know. Because I smell sulfur and I feel like I was punched in the stomach and I would not have a good feeling at all. And I've never had that bad feeling with this house. And it's actually a very good, happy feeling. And it's very comforting and very warming. So, and it's very welcoming and loving. So, there's a lot of beautiful paintings in this house, actually. She loved horses and she loved art. And there's a lot of art and stuff, and I plan on putting more of them up. That's how I hurt my foot. Actually, I was hanging one and I fell off the ladder. Thanks to my doggies and me losing patience trying to open a ladder. And then I leaned it up against the wall instead of opening it up because I couldn't get it open. And I fell 4 feet to the ground on the wood floor. Because I'm like that. But how many of you are ready for fall? I am. I'm so ready for fall. It's such a beautiful time of the year. I'm starting to decorate. I can show you guys my fireplace. I'll show you guys my fireplace. Hold on. Hold on, let me see. There it is. Well, the chair's kind of blocking some of it, but there's my fireplace. I need to open my windows. Did you see it? So I started decorating my fireplace, and then for Christmas, I'm trying to find some really big fat garland. And I gotta go cut down a bunch of wood too. I've got a bunch of trees to cut down. And I've got a whole bunch of trees around the lake. And I finally found a Christmas tree yesterday while I was hiking down there. I found a huge Christmas tree that I'm gonna cut down for Christmas. So that made me feel good too. But anyway, I'm gonna have to hop off here because I have got class in an hour and I need to jump in the shower and I need to get myself ready. And it's my orientation and I find out about the scholarship. And so wish me luck. And I love hiking. I love adventures through the woods. I love exploring. I love kayaking. as soon as I replace the oars for the boat, I've got a metal boat. I plan on jumping in my lake, and I am going to get out in the middle of the boat of the lake and go fishing, because we have a huge lake and we've got a lot of fish. And yep, I love being outdoor. We have, through one of the trails going around the lake, there's like a big hill that goes down into this huge wooded area, and then it's got like all these vines and stuff that go up around it, and then down in the center of it. So I hiked down through one end of it, and there's deer trails that go down in there, and it looks like something out of a fairy tale. So if you go through there, there's like a big I don't even know how to describe it. There's like vines that go up around all these trees, and there's like a clearing, like a little valley that's like in the center of it, and there's like a stream that goes through it. And that's where all of the animals are going, and that's where they're like hiding and stuff and sleeping and everything like that. And when you go down in there, there's like flowers down in there, and there's just like all kinds of vines and trees, and I mean, it's beautiful down inside of there. And there's one area you can't even walk through because there's so much stuff. But I mean, it is gorgeous. And I still haven't even finished going through the woods on the other side of the property. I was covered in stick ties yesterday. And I mean, I should probably take you guys on there when I'm out there in the woods. Maybe get on YouTube and take you guys on an adventure with me. So you guys can see it. I had so many stick ties on me yesterday going through the woods with my clients because they wanted to take pictures on the hay bales, and they wanted to take pictures on the paths that we have mowed out in between the areas. I'll do that. I will take you guys on an adventure with me, and you guys can see everything. And then, in fact, I maybe get on here this morning before I go work on the farm down the street, when the sun rises. As soon as the sun rises, I can get some boots on and go walking. So the sun should be rising around, it's 6 o'clock. It doesn't look like it's starting to rise yet. I think the sun starts rising around 6:30 or 7 maybe. Possibly. So I'm in Missouri, so that would be, how about if I do it around 9? No, you don't sound creepy at all. I completely understand you wanting to see. It's beautiful. How about if I get on here around 9 and I go out there? So how about as soon as my class orientation is over, I will hop on here and I will go for a walk, and I will take you guys on the walk with me, and I'll flip the camera around and you guys can see as we're walking. And so hop on here at 9 o'clock Missouri time. So that would be Central Standard Time. So just put your timer on and plan on being on here at 9 a.m. And I'll take you guys for a walk with me, and we'll go for a hike. And then I will get all that done. We'll go for a hike through the paths and down by the lake. I'll take you down by the pond and by the lake. So that ought to be fun. Okay, I'll see you guys at 9 then. I'm gonna hop off here and I'm gonna go get all my stuff ready for that. And then I'll see you guys at 9 o'clock. So everybody be ready for my little hike. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I'll see you guys in a couple hours. Have a blessed morning.